Have you ever caught yourself holding onto the railing just a little tighter when going downstairs? Or notice it takes more effort to get up from your favorite chair than it used to? If this sounds familiar, I want you to know something important. What you're experiencing isn't just getting older, it's your body adapting to how you're using it. And the good news? Just 10 minutes of the right kind of daily movement can help you regain strength, balance, and confidence in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Today, I want to share with you a simple, research-backed 10-minute routine that targets the 4 key areas seniors need to stay mobile and independent. These aren't complicated exercises or intense workouts, just purposeful movements you can do in your living room. No special equipment needed. Let's start with the first 2 that will help you build a strong foundation. The first exercise is what I call chair power stands. Now, I know getting up from a chair might not sound like exercise, but when done with intention, it's one of the most functional movements we can practice. My neighbor Margaret, who's 76, started doing these intentionally every morning while waiting for her coffee to brew. Within weeks, she noticed she could get up from restaurant booths without struggling and could carry groceries from the car more easily. Here's how to do it right. Start by sitting toward the front of a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Lean slightly forward, engage your core, and push through your heels to stand up tall. Then lower back down with control. Don't just plop. Try for 5 to 8 repetitions, resting as needed. The key is to focus on using your leg muscles rather than pushing off with your hands. If you need extra support first, place your hands on an armrest, but aim to eventually use just your legs. This simple movement strengthens the exact muscles you use every time you rise from a chair, toilet, or car seat. The second exercise is wall push-aways, my favorite no-risk way to maintain upper body strength. My friend Bob, who had shoulder surgery last year, used this to regain his strength safely. Stand arm's length from a wall, place your palms flat against it at shoulder height, and slowly bend your elbows to bring your chest toward the wall. Then push back. That's 1 rep. Aim for 8 to 10. What makes this so effective is that it works all the muscles needed for pushing motions, like getting up from bed or pushing open heavy doors, without any risk of dropping weights. Plus, you can adjust the difficulty simply by changing your foot position. Stand close to the wall to make it easier, farther away to challenge yourself more. Now, before we move on to our next exercises, I want to address something important. Some of you might be thinking, but I have bad knees, or what if I can't do this perfectly? That's completely okay. These exercises are meant to be adapted to your current ability. If standing from a chair is too challenging at first, try using a higher chair or placing a firm cushion to elevate the seat. The goal isn't perfection, it's gradual improvement. Even doing just 2 to 3 quality repetitions is better than none. What's wonderful about these first 2 exercises is how they translate directly to daily life. You're not just building abstract strength. You're improving your ability to do real-world activities that maintain independence. And they take barely any time. You could do both in about 3 minutes, leaving plenty of time for the other key movements we'll cover next. Speaking of which, our next 2 exercises will focus on 2 crucial but often neglected areas for seniors. Exercises that help prevent falls and maintain the spinal mobility that keeps you moving freely. But we'll get to those in just a moment. Now that we've covered those foundational strength exercises, let's talk about what might be even more important for staying independent balance. The third exercise in our 10-minute routine is what I call rock the boat, and it's been a game changer for my 78-year-old yoga student, Evelyn. After starting the simple exercise, she went from needing a cane on uneven ground to walking confidently through her garden again. Here's how it works. Stand behind a sturdy chair, holding lightly for support. Shift your weight onto your right foot, while lifting your left foot just an inch off the floor. Hold for 10 to 15 seconds. Then switch sides. As you improve, try letting go of the chair for a few seconds at a time. This isn't about standing on one foot for minutes like a flamingo. It's about waking up those tiny stabilizer muscles in your ankles and legs that prevent stumbles before they happen. What makes this so powerful is that it mimics real-life situations, stepping over a curb, recovering when you trip, or walking on uneven surfaces. Start with just 30 seconds total per day, 15 seconds per side, and gradually increase as you feel comfortable. Remember, Slight wobbling is good. That means your body is working to correct itself, which is exactly what we want. The fourth exercise targets something most seniors never think about until it's too late: spinal mobility. My neighbor Carl calls this one the bookworm because he does it while reading. Sit tall in a chair or stand if you're able. Imagine your head is being gently lifted by a string, then slowly rotate to look over one shoulder as far as comfortable. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds, then return to center and repeat on the other side. Do 3 to 5 rotations per side. Here's why this matters. As we age, our spines tend to stiffen, making it harder to check blind spots while driving, reach for items on high shelves, or even turn to talk to someone beside us. This simple rotation helps maintain that crucial mobility. My friend Ruth combines this with her morning coffee routine. She does a few gentle rotations while waiting for her cup to cool. Over months, she regained nearly all the rotation she'd lost in her upper back. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I have arthritis. Should I be doing these movements? In most cases, gentle motion is exactly what stiff joints need. As my physical therapist friend says, motion is lotion for your joints. However, you should never push through sharp pain. Move only within a comfortable range. If you're unsure, check with your doctor, but for most seniors, these gentle movements are perfectly safe. What's beautiful about these middle 2 exercises is how they complement the first 2 we discussed. The strength exercises build the power you need for daily activities, while these mobility and balance exercises help you use that strength effectively and safely. Together, they create a complete system that takes just minutes a day, but pays dividends in how you feel and move. Before we move to our final exercises, I want to share a story about my friend Ed. At 82, he'd stopped going to the theater because getting in and out of the narrow rows was too difficult. After 2 months of this 10-minute routine, especially the balance and rotation exercises, he proudly took his granddaughter to a show and navigated the seats with ease. That's the kind of real-world difference these simple movements can make. This brings us perfectly to our final exercises, including one that helps with a movement many seniors struggle with but is crucial for independence, and another that ties everything together into a flowing sequence you can do anywhere. Let's complete our 10-minute routine with the final 2 exercises that tie everything together, starting with what I call the step and reach. This simple movement addresses one of the most common yet overlooked challenges seniors face: the ability to safely reach for items at different heights. My 79-year-old neighbor Grace credits this exercise with helping her regain confidence after a fall while reaching for a dish in her cupboard. Here's how to do it. Stand facing a counter or sturdy surface you can lightly touch for balance if needed. Take a small step forward with your right foot while simultaneously reaching your left arm up diagonally as if grabbing something from a high shelf. Return to center, then repeat on the opposite side. Aim for 5 controlled repetitions per side. This combines weight shifting, balance, and controlled reaching, exactly the kind of coordinated movement we use daily, but rarely practice intentionally. What makes this so valuable is that it trains your body to maintain stability while your arms move, crucial for everything from getting dishes out of cabinets to taking items off store shelves. Start with small reaches and steps, gradually increasing your range as you gain confidence. If balance is concerned, keep one hand lightly touching your support surface the entire time. Now, let's tie everything together with our final exercise, the daily motion flow. This isn't so much a separate exercise as a way to combine all the movements into one fluid 2-minute routine. Here's how my yoga student Louise, age 81, does it every morning. Start with 2 chair power stands, our first exercise. Flow right into 3 wall push-aways. Then do rock the boat for 15 seconds per side. Follow with 3 spinal rotations each way. Finish with 3 step and reaches per side. This sequence takes less than 3 minutes, but covers all the essential movements. The beauty is that you can sprinkle it throughout your day while waiting for the microwave, during TV commercials, or as a morning wake-up routine. My friend Tom does 1 full sequence when he gets up, another after lunch, and a final round before bed, totaling just 9 minutes spread across his day, but keeping his body constantly primed for movement. Now, let's address some common questions I hear about starting an exercise routine after 60. First, what if I miss a day? Perfectly fine. This isn't about perfection. It's about consistency over time. Even doing just half the routine is better than nothing. Second, how will I know if it's working? You'll notice small victories first. Standing up without using your arms, recovering your balance more quickly when you trip, or being able to look over your shoulder while backing the car. Keep a simple journal to track these wins. Here's something important to remember. These exercises aren't about turning back the clock to your 40-year-old body. They're about maintaining and often regaining the strength and mobility needed for the activities you love. Whether that's playing with grandchildren, traveling, or simply moving through your day without pain or fear of falling. Before we wrap up, let me share one last story about my friend Esther. At 85, she started this routine after needing help to get out of her favorite recliner. After 3 months, not only could she rise independently, but she signed up for a senior dance class. When asked her secret, she smiled and said, 10 minutes a day gave me back my life. Here's my challenge to you. Try just the first 2 exercises tomorrow morning. Then add another each day until you're doing the full routine. Within weeks, you'll likely notice changes in how you move and feel. And remember, every minute you spend moving today is an investment in your independence tomorrow. I'd love to hear in the comments which exercise felt most helpful to you. What daily activities have become easier since starting? Have you created any variations that work better for you? If you found this routine helpful, please hit that like button. It helps other seniors discover this resource. And subscribe for more content about thriving after 60. As my favorite physical therapist always says, movement is medicine for longevity. Here's to your strength, mobility, and the freedom that comes with taking just 10 minutes a day to care for your amazing body.